In a big development coming in for asset management companies across the country, Sebi has introduced a new consultation paper in which it has proposed that AMCs should include all additional expenses like GST, brokerage cost and so on under the TER. Let's understand what this TER is and what Sebi is proposing in this new paper. A fund house or an asset management company incurs various expenses and costs in order to manage a mutual fund. Now, these costs are charged to mutual fund investors as a fee, which is known as the total expense ratio or the TER. Now, the new paper proposes to branch several expenses incurred by investors under one umbrella of the TER. The TER reflects the maximum expense ratio that an investor may have to pay, and hence it should be inclusive of all the expenses permitted to be charged to an investor, and the investor should not be charged any amount over and above the prescribed TER limits. That's the word coming in from Sebi on its recent consultation paper. Apart from this, let's take a look at some of the other key proposals made by Sebi. The regulator has proposed to introduce a new fixed fee for B30 mutual fund distributors. There will be no transaction fee for opt-in distributors, and GST on fund management will now be a part of the TER. Also, fund houses will now have to become members of stock exchanges to execute transactions, thereby surpassing brokers and broking expenses. Furthermore, a concept of performance-based fees will be introduced, which will now have a hurdle rate. Now, what does this mean? This means the minimum return after which fund houses can charge additional fee, which means non-performing schemes cannot charge more than the base rate. So it's a big positive coming in for investors. Most importantly, the TER has to be charged based on the asset under management size of the company and not the scheme. Considering that 20% of the AMCs currently run 75% of the industry AUM, many of the small AMCs continue to be loss-making entities. So Sebi has proposed revised TER slabs to ensure that all players have an equal advantage, and this also encourages competition amongst AMCs of all sizes. According to the revised slab, emerging fund houses can charge up to 2.55% on equity funds and 1.2% on debt funds under the regular plan. Among other proposals, Sebi has suggested that unit holders should be given an option to exit at the prevailing net asset value without any exit load when there is an increase in the TER, and has also proposed to lower the exit load of an open-ended scheme to a maximum limit of 2% from the current 5%. For financial inclusion of women in the mutual fund space, Sebi has suggested an additional incentive to be introduced for distributors for new investment from women investors at the industry level. The Securities and Exchange Board of India has sought comments on this proposal till the 1st of June.